All right, back again. This is episode 4 of the Next Season podcast. If you made it this far, congratulations. We're almost around one trip around the bases on this one, number 4. I'm excited. I appreciate it. I appreciate your support as always. If you like this, right? If this is anything for you, obviously we haven't really gotten into the learning stuff, right? The cool guests. You're stuck with me so far, but that's all changing really quickly. So it's only going to get better. But if this is helpful, or if you just want to stay tuned to see what's to come, please share, please like this, subscribe, do all the things that you need to do to be able to support a business and support a small business and support people. So that's what we're doing here. And like I said, a lot more to come. So anyway, wanted to segue into today, where we're at today and what we're doing. So I want to talk a little bit more about my consulting experience and the work that I'm doing now with Next Season. So what I do in my consulting work is very similar to the work that I've done with athletes. And I've done this work with athletes behind the scenes, not an official company or brand or anything like that. And what I realized is this is what I love to do. And this is what I want to do. And this is what I think I'm good at. I know I'm good at. And so let's start to build this a little bit. And so the podcast is part of the website, the coaching programs. We're going to build the social media, do all the things. But this is just one step in that process. But I've been doing this work for a very long time. And the principles, or what I use in Next Season, what I call pillars, bricks, and traits, are universal, right? The things that make us great athletes and have on the field success and sustained long on the field success are the same things that make great business leaders and entrepreneurs and parents and spouses and citizens. The principles are the same. Those pillars, those bricks, and those traits. So when we can master those pillars, those bricks, and those traits, and the qualities and traits that the attributes that we're talking about, right, that we talk about in Next Season, when your playing days are over and you can apply those same things to whatever work you do and whatever relationships you have, it's going to be successful. After doing this work for so long, I was pulled to finally build something where I can specifically focus on the people that I love the most in the game that I love the most. I shared something recently, and I had kind of written down some notes for this part of the conversation. And then earlier this week, or at the time of recording, probably not the time this comes out, but the time of recording earlier this week, we lost James Earl Jones. In April of this year, I watched Field of Dreams, and I've seen it 50 times at least. And despite seeing it so many times, I went to bed, and no lie, I was spoken to just like Ray Kinsella. My way to ease my pain, my way to turn my pain into purpose is to do this work. It's to coach baseball players on mindset, mental performance. Am I selfish for this? Maybe. But if I can help someone, it's 100% worth it. I work with athletes, and the athletes I work with are usually about age 16 and up. I do have some stuff because I've got my son's younger, so I do some stuff with his team as well, but typically 16 up, because of the neuroscience principles and concepts require the way that we're going to talk about things. We're going to make things fun. It's going to be gritty, it's going to be real and raw and authentic is what I like to say, but some of the concepts require some thinking. And so I choose to work with these young athletes because I want to make sure that what we talk about makes sense. I reflect on the massive challenges and the incredible rewards of being an athlete. Being an athlete molded me into the person that I am today. The friendships, like I talked about in the last conversation, the friendships that I had, the brotherhood, the relationships, the memories, the habits that were formed, the life lessons, all forge an identity and a way of living. Those challenges, though, and those sacrifices and the injuries and the losses and all of the struggles and failures and dumb decisions can be daunting, especially for young athletes and young minds when those young minds are still forming. A male brain typically does not fully form until about 25, 26 years old. I mean, it still forms a little bit beyond that, but really the full formation of that brain is about 25, 26 years old. So when we go through high school and we go into college, there's still a lot going on. There's a lot to be developed. I work with young athletes because despite all the positive that has come from overcoming those challenges, I still have feelings of regret and a very strong acknowledgement of how often I screwed up. And it's said that one's own mistakes and failures can be the greatest teachers. And again, I agree with that to a sense, but it would be so much better to be able to learn from others. Like I said, you're still going to make mistakes, but the purpose of our coaching program and these conversations is to provide you a compass and a map, right? To guide you directionally to help avoid dead ends and traps and snares as best you can. It's not a step-by-step protocol. That's not what we're going to do here. There's going to be some things that are here's the checklist. Here are the things that I consider, but the journey is yours, right? The setbacks and the challenges and the mistakes are an essential part of it. That's where you're going to grow. That's where you're going to learn. I didn't apply myself in the gym, in the classroom, and in life to make most of the talent that I had. I left too much in the tank. And the potential that I had in that season of my life was not utilized. And so that season of my life ended quickly. And this caused hurt and regret. So I decided to turn those setbacks into setup. And again, spent nearly 2 decades processing those regrets, those painful lessons, and really working daily to shift those experiences from what could have been to what is and will be. Not could be, but will be. I have poured countless hours into this work. Dozens of books, hundreds of hours of podcasts and videos and reading, thousands of dollars into counseling and coaching and networking, disciplined daily training for my body and for my mind. In all of this work to understand and learn from my mistakes, to build a better future, and to leave a positive impact on everyone I can. It is a relentless daily pursuit, and it does not end. And so that's what we're doing in next season. That's what I'm doing in next season. That's what we want to do with the athletes that we work with and the parents too, because you're part of this journey as well. So that kind of sets the stage. There's your home run. We've completed spring training. But there's the home run. There's the trip around the bases with the first 4 episodes really setting the stage to where we are now and where we're going to go. So that was probably a bit more raw, emotional than future episodes. I'm sure we're going to have plenty of moments where we get pretty raw and emotional, but just set the stage for this. That's where we're going to end it. So here's what's next. We're talking about next season. Here's what's next. Next is diving deeper into those pillars. The pillars that I call the team pillars, right? It's talent, effort, ambition, and mindset. Those are the 4 pillars that form a next season athlete. We're going to talk about some of the avatars or some of the characters when you don't fully optimize each of those 4 pillars and what that looks like from a performance perspective. We're going to talk about all of the traits, what I call bricks, that go into those 4 pillars. And like I said multiple times now, we're going to have some guests and we're going to have some good ones. So people with experience in mental performance and mindset coaching, got some ball players lined up, some names you've probably heard of. And so we'll see what we can make happen. But for now, until next time, peace.